Ready, babe?
Yeah, you're live.
I know.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Smoker Show. Mr. 𝗃𝗽𝗀𝗪. Mr. 𝗃𝗽𝗀𝗪. This is the 𝗃𝗽𝗀𝗪 management team. Can we please wake up Mr. 𝗃𝗽𝗀𝗪? What's up, buddy?
Oh my God, I heard that the entire time I was in China. That's your new funny thing that you do.
That isn't it. It is pretty funny, you gotta admit.
The 𝗃𝗽𝗀𝗪 management
the
team.
The 𝗃𝗽𝗀𝗪 management team, yes. What's going on, Phil?
How are you, my friend? I haven't seen you in like so long now.
I know. My sleep schedule is so screwed up.
It's terrible, man. Literally, it almost feels like an out-of-body experience. You know what I mean? It's like just things are not right yet. And I have figured out that coming back here is a lot worse than going. Maybe it's because we have so much stuff to do when we get there, and we're like always on the go.
Mm-hmm.
Why is everybody pinging me now on?
Can you just
Facebook?
Close that so we don't have to hear it? That'd be great.
I'm working on it. I have to go over there. I have to go over there and shut the volume off.
Okay. Do we get to see your sexy legs? Oh, look at that. Nice 50-year-old legs, man. This is fantastic. Almost 50.
Let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with those legs, man. They are very muscular and toned. It's because they got to carry my fat ass around all the time. That's why.
So, yeah. So I got back and I've been waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day. So I've been fine till about 2 where I crashed, and just today I'd lay down at 2:30, 3 o'clock, fell asleep, and I woke up at 7:30, and my sleep schedule is screwed up. And I'm just gonna have to tough it out one day and get through the entire day.
Well, so like I almost made it through today. Like I'm trying to put myself back on schedule too. So I forced myself to get up at 8 o'clock this morning. Mm-hmm. I slept through the night pretty good, and everything was fine until I sat down at about 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's all it took. It's all that I had to do was sit down, and I was out like a light.
Yeah. I know it sucks.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
But it is tough. Anyway, before we get started and talk about all that stuff, let's go ahead and thank our wonderful sponsors, and I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Phil.
Let's do that. Let's thank our wonderful sponsors. Of course, Innokin. We're going to talk a lot about Innokin tonight. Juno. We've got Lunar Rover. I know Max is already in the chat.
Also, a special happy birthday to Max. It was his birthday this week. So, yeah, happy birthday, Max.
What a happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
My vapor store. By the way, Lunar Rover, if you use the coupon code, I like the coupon code 𝗃𝗽𝗀𝗪.
You can use that. Not a problem.
Yeah. I think it's 15% off.
Yes.
With that coupon
yes,
code. Yeah.
It is.
My Vapor Store, if you use, MTL10, you get 10% off of My Vapor Store. Mm-hmm. Of course, we got Naked 100. We've got 5 Pawns, and we have Joytech. Still working, guys. Still working on getting some more coupon codes for you guys.
Absolutely. And our telephone lines, which are open today, 215-383-5752, are kindly brought to you by the Vaping Advocate magazine. Speaking of our sponsors, you'll get to see all of them live. Well, at least their logos and their products. At the first ever Smoker Show live at the Hall of Vape in Germany, the 31st of May through the 2nd of June. We will have the first booth coming to the show set up. There'll be wonderful volunteers there, YouTubers from Germany, and vapers that are going to be helping smokers convert. We have set a goal of 50 smokers for the city of Stuttgart, and we're very, very excited about that. I'm really, really excited about seeing how this goes. It's going to be the first time, so there might have to be a little, kinks that are going to be worked out, Phil, especially when we're trying to do something for the first time live. But yeah, pretty excited about that.
There's going to be a lot of kinks to work out. I mean, like, just look at this show. I mean, we've done this show like how many times now, and there's still kinks to work out on the show. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but also at the Germany show, we are going to be involved in some classical music here.
Yes, Bach to the basics. Yeah. Let me switch it over to you over here.
Yeah, we saw this. We are going to be doing the Back to Basics vape seminar at the Germany Hall of Vape show as well. So I think we're going to be some busy little guys over there at the German show.
That will be corrected hopefully before that.
I think we will. I think it will. As a matter of fact, when we pointed this out to Ira, he got a big kick out of it. Ira's just a great guy. We saw him in China. We hung out with him in China a little bit. As a matter of fact, we had a custom EQ printed for him, right?
Yeah, very excited. And so those are giveaways happening at the Hall of Vape Facebook group on right now. And before that, we will be in Las Vegas, May 10th and 11th at the Westgate Hotel, Las Vegas, part of the Wave Expo, the Wellness and Vape Expo. It's kind of a hybrid CBD and vape show. Innokin, of course, will be set up there. We will be doing the Back to Basics Vape Shop Seminar in Las Vegas here in a few weeks. So pretty exciting stuff. Feel a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we barely have anything on our schedules at all right now.
Yes. If you look at my American Airlines itinerary for the next 6 weeks, it's brutal. It's like every other day there's a flight. But I wouldn't have it any other way because I get to spend some more time with you, my friend. Yeah, you need to work on your heart a little bit. It's a little embarrassing in China. That was a little bit embarrassing in China. I mean, it kind of looks like a squirrel. It doesn't really look like a heart. Just one more thing before we get started. We want to give you a little tease. May the 4th, we will be in Toronto, Canada with Phil. We're going to be part of the Flavor Art Tour. And we're going really for the new facility that Flavor Art is launching in North America. But big special announcement. So I will show you this. This is kind of a teaser. This, of course, is Richard Hong, sales manager for Flavor Art North America. And this is just a really exciting project for me and Phil to be a part of. It's just something that me and Phil have been, really preaching about for the last 4 or 5 years, and it's nice to see other companies are getting on board of it. So as you can see there, Phil is holding a flyer called Make the Switch. So Phil, we can just say a little bit of things about this as we know him currently, and then after our appearance in Toronto, and we're gonna get some more information, come back and maybe do an official video with maybe we'll film the official video there with Richard.
Yeah, and by the way, that's not Richard Hong. That's actually Chen-Ping Wang from the Illegal Vape 4000 videos. Yeah,
number one Shenzhen quality.
Number one Shenzhen quality. This is actually exciting for a couple of different reasons. For number one, because of the whole purpose of what this promotion is going to be about. And it is going to be about bringing more smokers into vaping. But it's going to be through the help of the DIY community. Okay. So we really haven't done a lot with DIY. We haven't talked a lot about DIY. And I think the reason why we haven't is because we want to make sure that these products remain on the market the way they are right now, to make them easily accessible to the people who need them. Okay. But there is a massive DIY community out there. And believe me, they do their part in conversions as well. I mean, I know a lot of DIY people that will help smokers specifically. They'll work with them to create actual flavors that they want to use and they want to vape. The DIY community is fantastic. They're out there. They're helping people. We don't acknowledge them a lot and or enough. But this is going to be our opportunity to really work with the DIY community and shed some light on that community while helping smokers at the same time. So we're really excited about that.
I think it's just, yeah.
By the way, once again, you have to boost my audio a little bit.
No, just no matter what I do, somebody's gonna bitch. So it doesn't really make a difference. But anyway, I fixed it. Yeah, I know. I said no matter what, somebody's gonna bitch, but I fixed it. I'm watching the chat. But anyways, this is a very, very exciting project. Not only is the DIY community getting involved, but it's getting involved for something that is a great cause. Because this happens all the time. DIYers kind of get into their little groove and they start making, their fruity stuff and their flavored stuff, and everybody's experimenting, trying to match some recipes from the market. And it's always like a little competition. But how many DIYers are getting asked all the time from friends, hey, I want to start vaping as well too. So don't think of this as a competition per se. Obviously, there's a competition. Let me tell you, I've seen some BiiPs that are going to be labeled with "Make the Switch." That are going to be part of this whole package. Are absolutely sexy AF, as my daughter would say. But don't think about it as a competition. Think about it as an opportunity for DIYers to expand the vape base. Right, bring more smokers into the fold. Me and Phil are going to try to pick out some of the top tobacco flavors out of this competition, and Fresh is going to be involved, which is a huge DIY, big figure in the community, and hopefully the whole DIY community will embrace this to submit recipes that hopefully we can find that perfect tobacco for the person that's trying to make the switch. And eventually these will be in production. I mean, these will be available flavorings that everybody can buy, make some tobacco liquid, give away, maybe an Innokin starter kit with it, and try to convert your friends and your family. So we're very, very excited about it. And we'll get you the full details. There's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, obviously, because this is, revolving around vaping. So we have to make sure we cover all the bases about the giveaways and how this whole thing is going to go down. So hopefully we'll shoot a video up there with 𝗃𝗵𝗃 𝗦𝗛 in Toronto and give you on the next episode the full breakdown of Make the Switch, and very, very excited for Flavor Art and Innokin to be part of it.
Yeah, I mean, just the name itself, Make the Switch. I mean, we are definitely targeting smokers with this. And this first round of the competition is going to be tobacco flavors.
Yeah.
There are going to be future rounds with different kinds of flavors, but this one is completely dedicated to the smoker, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it.
Yeah. Very, very, very exciting times. Before we get started with anything else, I do have a little testimonial. This is from one of our sponsors, and I would love to play that now, Phil, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
What's up, guys? This is Joe from 𝗏𝗏. I would just like to say how thrilled we are to be a part of and supporting the Smokers Show. The topics you guys discuss in every episode is extremely vital to those of us within the vape community, the industry, as well as the millions of smokers around the world who have yet to make the switch. And lastly, I'd like to give a thanks to Phil and Dimitri for allowing 𝗏𝗏 to be a proud sponsor of your show.
That's pretty awesome. I love this. Just a little quick and simple. And let me tell you, along with our other two sponsors, some of the few companies that still make 12 and 18 milligram liquid. Listen, I'm just going to put it out there. You liquid makers are missing a huge opportunity, okay? A huge opportunity. As you're going to see today, we cut our 1 millionth Zenith in China. And we're very excited to show you that video. But that means there's 1 million Zeniths out there in the market right now from MTLers that use higher nicotine. And if you think that there's not a demand, you're out of your mind. It's just that maybe the vape shops are not selling it, but there's a lot of people that are buying online. There's a lot of people that are DIYing simply because you're not offering that 12 to 18 milligram range that people are looking.
I would say I get 2 to 3 requests per week for people looking for 12 milligram or higher. Right? Whether they want 12 milligram or higher, whether they're not they're not a fan of salt nicotine. They like the thump of the throat hit that they get with a freebase. Just a lot of people looking for this stuff. It's too bad that it wasn't always readily available or hasn't been, in shops. Shops seem to. It's really interesting now because we've gone from 036 to 03650.
Love it.
Love it. It's crazy, right?
It's absolutely nuts. What are you talking about crazy?
I mean, I can remember literally not even 2 years ago going to vape events, right? And asking after I try a delicious e-liquid and saying, do you have it in a 12? And they look at me like your head is coming out of my neck, right? They like 12 milligram. Oh my God, that's so hot. That's great. Now, all of a sudden, we got 20s and 50s, and that's okay. That's normal.
It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me.
It makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
No sense at all.
What I find interesting is that how...
Well, hold on. Yes, Max, believe me, I send them your way. Yes, don't worry.
Yes,
Lunar Rover's one of the first places that I send them to.
We do. It's funny how this industry always kind of recycles stuff. So between 2016 to 2018... people were looking at us like, oh, dude, you're just nobody vapes that way. Even today, we get that a little bit. I mean, you know, there's still a misconception of what kind of products me and Phil produce. and now everybody is vaping like us to the extreme. Like they took it to another level, you know? I hear something in the background. Is that me or is that you?
I don't know. I don't know. But you know, it's just amazing. It's amazing, like what's happened to the industry. Not only was I looked at like I had a third head or a second head when I asked for 12 milligram, but people would look at how I vape, and they would say you vape, and I've heard these things. You vape like a girl.
Yeah.
You vape like a pussy.
Yeah.
You don't vape like a man. You don't vape. You don't really vape. You don't. And now everybody's walking around with these pods, right? Vaping exactly the way I do.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to understand something. The pods are fantastic. They're small. They're discreet. I love if you're dual using, if you're using a pod and using a bigger device and not smoking, I think that's fantastic, guys. I really do. But our stuff is mouth to lung, and it doesn't require freebase. I mean, if you are a salt lover, oh my God, put salt in a Zenith tank.
Yeah.
Put salt in a BiiP, okay?
Yeah.
And use the 1.6 ohm coil, maybe even cut down on your salt nicotine, and you will be amazed at how satisfying it is.
Yeah. I think we need to pull away from, I don't even want to call it an addiction, but I do believe that we should pull away from the dependence, kind of like we did with freebase over the years by vaping. I think that vaping should be pleasurable. I think it should be a cleaner, safer way to deliver nicotine to your body. And I think that you should be able to titrate as well, too.
Right.
The one thing with the pods that I have that a lot of people don't talk about is, and I know we're going off topic again here, but I do want to bring this up. The one problem that I have with the pods is that there's a new pod on the market every day, right? And for some reason,
and we're going to talk a lot about that.
Yeah, we will.
China show, right? Of course,
we will. But one of the things that people don't take into consideration is when pods disappear, meaning there's a model that comes out, somebody starts using it, and then they can't find the pods, or they can't find pre-filled pods, or there's a shortage of it, or there's a shop that banned them, like Walgreens stopped selling, or CVS, or one of the two stopped selling electronic cigarettes. Then you get into that situation. It's a good thing for people to be able to transition and have more options. Vaping, as you can see behind me here, is all about options. It's about variety. It's about the different ways that you can vape and always have backups, because it is an electronic device, and it is a device that you're depending on finding equipment, right? Nothing sucks more than people buying a pod system and later they can't find the replaceable pods, or buying a liquid that they can't find afterwards, you know, which happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think that this mindset is changing a little bit. This is just a picture of me and Phil. We were up at RockyTopVapor. And again, I'm bringing this up because the staff here from RockyTopVapor in Johnson City, Tennessee, just great, nice stores, very, very clean, very, very professional. But we did get that sense that a lot of the employees kind of got this moment when we gave our presentation, and everybody started going back and thinking about the transition from 2016 to where we are here in 2019. So slowly but surely, I believe that, Phil, it is, you know, I think it is changing. Oh, look at that. Nice little banner that you have on there.
Not bad. Huh? I can do stuff like this now. No, I agree with you. Not only did they have the aha moment, but I thought it very, very funny that they brought the BiiP in, and all of the employees bought the BiiPs, and they had to like reorder them. Yeah. And they're putting salt nicotines in them, and they love it. They love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's important that we keep doing these workshops, because you got to understand, like a lot of these the people who are working at vape shops right now they're younger, right? Yeah. They haven't been able to take the journey that we have. They didn't start back in 2009 when we started. They maybe have started just a couple months ago, right?
Correct.
So it's like a snapshot in time of where they are. And maybe they don't get it. Maybe they're not seeing the full picture. I can tell you this, Dimitri. I mean, it took me like, I don't know, let's see, 2009, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It took me about maybe 7 to 8 years of getting sick of looking at like devices and box mods, because they're all kind of the same.
Yeah.
I got sick of pods within like a year.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
They're truly like just kind of lame and all the same.
Yeah, and I thought about, when I started doing videos back up with pods, I'm sorry to interrupt, but then I got to the point where I was like, everything is the same. It's just one after the other. It's exactly the same. I don't even want to do videos anymore, honestly, because it's all the same stuff, and it's just a money grab, really, at this point. And as you're gonna see here later on in the videos, that we have prepared to you, it's definitely something that China is taking advantage of. And if you look at the overall picture of the industry, there's a question in the chat: why do vape stores don't carry MTL stuff? Well, that's a great question. I wish we could answer it. We're trying slowly to change that mindset. We do believe that those products belong into the vape shop. We do see in Europe and other countries that they're doing very, very well. And I think once vape shops realize that they can't support, a staff and rent and all that, just selling pod systems, maybe that will change a little bit in the future, and hopefully not too late.
Well, I think I know the answer to that. I think it's because the vape shops very much follow the trend. Mm-hmm. Okay, they follow the trend,
the vaping trend, not the smoker trend. The vaping trend, not the smoking trend.
That's it. That's the key, right? They follow that vaping trend and that vaping hype, but they don't necessarily cater to that smoker and creating that new customer. And I think that's a problem. And that's one of the things. That is the whole purpose of the workshop that Dimitri and I do.
Yeah.
And you know what? Okay, let's stop talking because I need to talk more about this when we get.
Yeah, we always prematurely.
Always.
Just a question from the chat. I tried vaping, but it makes my nose stuffed and bleeding. That does not have anything to do with vaping, in my opinion. This question is coming from 𝗃𝗽𝗲𝗿 is the name. I guess I don't know what, but it does not have. I mean, it doesn't sound like it has anything to do with vaping. I mean, bleeding nose. Never heard that from vaping.
The only thing that I could think of is because, like, when I was younger, I actually had exposed veins in my nose, and if my nose would dry out, it would bleed. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, like, maybe the vapor is drying out your nose. Maybe that's what's causing the issue.
Maybe be more hydrated. Drink more water.
Drink more water. Get hydrated, and even use like it's gonna sound weird, but like a lubricant, like a Vaseline in your nose, because that's what I had to do when I was younger to prevent my nose from bleeding. Okay, so also another suggestion: don't vape like this.
Yeah, that's a very good advice. That's very solid advice.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's go ahead and let's begin. We're going to start obviously at the beginning of our journey, and our journey did not start in China. Our journey started in 𝗃𝗽𝗲𝗄, Tennessee, and for you guys that didn't see it, I have this on my Facebook page. You can just search down my feed. Me and my daughter and my wife played a little prank on Phil, waiting for him at the Chattanooga airport. And what we did is we made a couple of banners, right, Phil?
Yeah, the banners. They welcome back from Juul Rehab Phil. I don't know how well you're going to read this, but on the bottom of Dimitri's, it says, "Juul is not cool, kid."
So I thought about doing the prison thing, like waking back from prison daddy, but it's been done before. So what we did is we made some banners that basically said that Phil was in Juul Rehab, and we were screaming when he came out of the TSA security, and everybody was looking at us, and I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was. But then that Sunday we went to Johnson City and we did the training seminar for RockyTopVapor and all their employees from the various stores, and that was really, really enjoyable sitting and talking to them. Everybody, I think, got a lot of benefit from that workshop, and we saw that a lot of the employees had that moment. It's like, oh, we kind of got blurred by this, this Instagram and this vape craze that's going on. And I think a lot of them realize as well, too, which is a point that I saw in the chat, is that sometimes we're creating the wrong customers, meaning that we're not training smokers to understand vaping in the way that me and you and other people in this industry for the last 7, 8, 9 years have been able to transition people. It's just a different consumer in 2019. because of the media hype, because of Juul, because of other products that have been in the market, because of the opposition. I don't know if you saw the latest Truth Initiative commercial that has come out that literally has called vaping that it's a product of biohazard now. And
oh my God, I saw
was
that
on the video and all that. And listen, you know, I mean, there's just a different scope in 2019. So I think that we really should spend more time educating smokers that are coming to the vape shop about vaping. So I think a lot of them got it, and we're really, really excited to participate in that seminar with RockyTop. And thanks for Dave and his staff for welcoming us there. We had a wonderful time.
Yeah. By the way, this is why I don't do a lot of social media, because I want you to see the photo that I took of the conference that Dimitri and I did, the workshop. Okay, there's my photo. All right. I have another one here. Let me go to the next one. There's the other one.
That's great. That's fantastic.
You like that?
Yeah, I do like it. Actually, yeah, in China, I saw a lot of your struggles with a phone. I'll be honest with you. I got a couple of videos that I'm going to play with you with your struggles with, with your phone.
I got a couple too.
But anyway, so then we, happy Easter to everybody, by the way, if we didn't say it.
Yeah, happy Easter.
I do see that there's a couple of phone calls on the line. We will get to your phone calls. I promise you, just stand patient with us so we can get through some of this content that we have here prepared for you.
Yeah.
So then the long journey began. It was actually 16 hours and 40 minutes for us to get to China. We had a lot of headwind, and it was a very, very, very long flight. 8,540 miles, as you're seeing there with Phil. But nonetheless, it was a pleasurable flight. Saw all the movies twice. So didn't have a bigger selection of movies there, but we did get to China with no issues. And of course, our wonderful driver was waiting for us. Our wonderful driver used to use the IQOS on the last trip that we're in July, but thankfully he switched over to vaping now. So since George had already informed me of that, I did take him some wonderful lunar vapor, because tobacco is really big in China, some lunar vapor tobacco liquid, and also a lunar vapor t-shirt. So he was very, very excited to get that, and picked us up in Hong Kong for the journey to Shenzhen, which is about an hour and 10 minutes to get there. And we did get there, and they have changed the way that customs welcomes foreigners to mainland China, unfortunately, at this point. We used to be able to sit in the car. They would open up the doors. They would open up the trunk, and you would just go through customs. You give your passports, and they would just let you ride in. Sometimes they'll pull you over for some extra screening like they did on our first trip, but generally the process was pretty streamlined. However, a lot of people were bringing in stuff from Hong Kong, and that were not paying taxes on it. So now they force you to get out of the car, get your bags, and walk through customs. The car goes through on the other side and waits for you. So you basically take your bags and you go through an X-ray, and then you walk through the customs and go on the other side. So I went first, and get my bags, and I put them through the X-ray, and I go on the other side, and I'm waiting for Phil to come, right? So Phil puts his bag through.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
You're waiting for Phil?
Well, I mean, I waited as much as I could, because a Chinese officer did come to me and says, "This is no." I mean, you saw the side; it's a no waiting area, and it pushed me to move and to go up, and that's what I did.
Well, yeah, but you didn't go up a little bit. You just kept walking all the way.
I had to. He forced me.
Okay.
Yeah, he forced me. But Phil's bags, for some reason, got screened and flagged. So all of a sudden, I hear, in the tone that I know 𝗵𝗄𝗧 is pissed. That's part of the 𝗵𝗄𝗧 management team recognition. Code red. I hear D. And I see Phil, and they're putting him in a room, and I was like, "Oh my god!" So I take my bags up. I give him.
I'm literally going D, like, because he's way up there. Now I start doing this because now panic mode is setting in, and I'm like,
yeah, it was crazy. It was nuts. So I take my bags, I give them to the driver, and I walk back down, and I get into the room with Phil. So I don't know how you going to describe this room, Phil, and what I saw. It was absolutely chaos. Yeah,
chaos is a good way to describe it, right? There's literally suitcases all over the place. They're all open. Okay, there's guards and security looking through these suitcases, and here I am with my. By the way, nobody speaks English. Okay, nobody speaks English. So here I am with my suitcase, and Dimitri is trying to flag down like one of the security guards to like look at my bag, and then I start doing the same thing. Well, this is going on and on and on, and we're like continuously being ignored. Finally, we like kind of weaseled our way to the front of the line, and I put my bag up, and they started looking through the bag. There were 3 watches in the bag, right, that we had bought for Innokin management. If you guys know, giving gifts and receiving gifts is very, very traditional. So Dimitri and I always bring something for the management team and for the folks that help us out over there at Innokin. And, you know, we get stuff back. And that's just part of the tradition. But I guess the 3 watches flagged because they thought we were bringing expensive watches into the country without paying taxes. So they looked at one of the watches and they said, how much? And we're like, they weren't that expensive. I mean, $100 each or whatever, right? And then they said, check. And they took one of the watches and they walked away with one of the watches. And they come back and they put the watch. They said, okay, go ahead. We put the watch in, and I thought to myself, fuck, you didn't even look in the box to make sure that the watch was still in there. And so I said to Dimitri, I'm like, wouldn't that be a kick if it was an empty box? But the watch was in there. And
yeah, that would have been a kicker. But we made it once again with no arrests, thankfully. Yes. I was afraid maybe it was liquids, maybe it was something else that we were just pulling out. But thankfully we made it through and got to the other side and made it to through the border safely.
Yeah, this is the border where the cars drive through. This is you're leaving Hong Kong here and going into to mainland China. And this is another one of those photos. And then here is where we're actually walking through the area. And again, we didn't have to do this just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But this is something brand new. And
yeah.
this is where I got flagged after this area right here.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. But it is what it is. We got to do what you got to do sometimes, especially when we're talking about China. We don't want to get arrested. So we definitely got it. And we got to China. We got to the new Innokin offices. I did a whole tour of that on my Facebook, live, if you want to take a look at it. It was really good. I mean, I love the new offices. There's a lot of room. Me and Phil had our own office as well, too. The hotel was just a block away, so we could walk to work in the morning, so it was really, really nice. But right away, we went to work. And this was one of these trips that I think this is the first trip that we literally were working 12 hours a day, every day. Between the show and the stuff that we had to do with Innokin, it was pretty exhausting. But
it was. Well, to be honest, this was the first time that we visited the company while there was a show going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you can imagine, there's a lot of people that are flying into China to be a part of the show and to see the show. But what happens is a lot of the customers, a lot of the clients will come in a week before and they'll stay a week after the show and they'll meet with all the Chinese manufacturers. So Dimitri and I got pulled into a lot of the different meetings, meeting clients, meeting customers, talking with them, explaining our products to them. So it was like literally go. I mean, there was one part where it was all customer focused, and then all of a sudden it was like this 90-degree turn, and we got right into product development and working on our next round of products. So it was busy. And you know, if you were watching Facebook, especially Dimitri's Facebook, you were seeing a lot of photos with a lot of different customers. I mean, customers from the States, from Germany, from London, from France, from Spain, just from all over the world. And it was fun. It was actually that part was really interesting. It was fun to meet the customers that are bringing these products in, you know?
Yeah. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. Was Global Source distribution that you saw there on the screen. There was just, to me, the whole concept of meeting people that carry your products in different countries was just a lot of fun. Because you get to talk to and how your products are being, received in other countries. This is the team from New Zealand, which was really interesting. Very tobacco harm reduction oriented, very starter mouth to lung kit oriented. Talking to them and seeing how the products are being perceived in those countries was really, really interesting. I really enjoyed it. And I got hundreds of those pictures on my Instagram and on Facebook if you want to take a look at them. But I really enjoyed getting feedback from people, like how in different countries, vaping is being used, how trying to get more feedback from them on what they would like to see from future products. Because I think a lot of people think that vaping is just in America, but it really isn't. It's global. We sell our products in 29 countries. So it was really, really interesting to see that. And I really enjoyed meeting all these various distributors and customers from all over the world, and educating myself. I think that's key when you're trying to talk about tobacco harm reduction.
It was, you know, what I really enjoyed about it was talking to the customers about why we did what we did.
Yeah.
And what our philosophy is, and how our products are, and how our products are going to be. You know, it's one thing to see a review video, but it's something entirely different to actually talk to the person and get into his mind about like how the product came to be. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it really was. And so then we went to the Ascension Vape Expo, which was, in one word, massive. It was massive. I have never seen anything like that before in my life. It was literally 4 halls filled with very professional, I would say, probably the most professional show that I have seen. Very professional booths and companies. And the first day we were there, we thought it was only 2 halls. The hall that we were in, and then another hall that you went through kind of a door. We didn't even realize there's another whole 2 halls on the other side of the event center, which we realized the next day and went through. I want to see if I can find this picture. Here it is. Pull it up on the screen. This is just me and Phil on the top kind of balcony going in down to the hall, and you can see this is one hall. Okay, one hall. So imagine that times 4, and you know, I've got a little video. You want to play the walkthrough video first, Phil?
Well, let me just show this one video here. This is, I'm going to show you, this is just one hall. Okay. So it's just kind of a video of the photo that you just saw from Dimitri. So let me switch over here and let me play this for you. And then here I zoom in on the Innokin booth. So again, that's a single hall. This show was absolutely massive. It's the kind of show where, you know, like sometimes a show is 2 or 3 days. Sometimes you need 2 or 3 days. If you were to stop and look at every single booth, it's going to take you a day easily to get through the entire thing. Very, very impressive. And, you know, like Dimitri said, they really, you know, at this show, especially being in Shenzhen, right? This is where all these companies are, where they manufacture, where they assemble. They pulled out all the stops. So the booths were absolutely massive. They were beautiful. They were cutting edge displays and monitors, all kinds of stuff going on. It was really well done. And I thought it was very professional too. Right down to like, yeah, of course the booths had models. And I would say 90% of them were extremely classy. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And let me play this little walkthrough video here, so you guys kind of give a sense of what was going on to the show. It was very impressive. We're just going to talk over it as I'm playing it here. This is just some walking around. You can see there's the eLeaf booth. Actually, Joytech, which is one of our sponsors, had 3 booths for their 3 different brands, for 𝗏𝗏𝗏, Joytech, and eLeaf. But you can see here how the setup is. I mean, obviously, this is China, folks. So everybody's trying to impress each other. It's just part of the culture, and it's just part of what you're going to say. Surprisingly enough, not a lot of liquid, as we're used to all the shows that we generally go in Europe and the United States, where it's 95% predominantly liquid. I was very surprised not to see a lot of liquid companies there. There were a few brands from the United States and a few brands from Europe. But you can see here, like, the booths are absolutely massive. And there was one theme that really dominated Phil in the show, right?
Oh, yeah, it did. You couldn't look. We're coming up on the Joytech booth now. You could not look anywhere without seeing a pod.
Pods everywhere. And to be fair, a lot of them look the same. Okay, just like China's, somebody has a good, successful product, everybody's going to try to make one just like it. Here's the new Exceed box, which I'm going to play a video for you later on from our sponsors, and these are coming to us as well from China, and we're going to hopefully show you a nice presentation of it. It's a nice little starter kit on the next smoker show. This is the Exceed Grip, their newest MTL.
We should have some of the, I know I have some coming in for review, and I think we have some coming into the smoker show to give away as well.
Absolutely. We're always welcome. There's Jason from Joytech having some meetings there. Completely ignored my wave or your wave. I don't blame him. Business is business. But you just very well done. I keep stressing that because sometimes we get a little bit disappointed with some of the shows that we see in the U.S., that are really loud with a lot of music and a lot of, and don't get me wrong, there was a little bit of sexualization, but not what I expected. I mean, I thought that it was going to be much more than, because we're just used to seeing that at the shows anymore. It's just the big clouds. You did not see clouds anywhere at the show.
Nowhere.
I mean, it was very, very clean, very, very professionally done, and I was really, really impressed with the massiveness of the booths and how well they were done.
Yeah, really, really well done. I mean, like, look at the size of this booth. I mean, it's like a building, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were just that way.
Yeah.
But it raises an interesting question. We've actually heard complaints from the show in London that people were complaining that it's all pods.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So once again, guys, what you're. Oh, and by the way, if it wasn't a pod, there were a lot of Orion alikes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. A lot of devices that look just like the Orion.
Absolutely.
Too,
Absolutely.
right?
And
like
a lot
wasn't a pod. Go ahead.
And a lot of heat not burn. Okay.
Oh, tons of heat not burn.
Heat not burn is basically everybody's trying to copy the IQOS. IQOS is banned in China. So for the Chinese market, there's a lot of companies that are making heat not burn product to be used by China National Tobacco, which is the predominant force of tobacco in China. So there was a lot of heat not burn. There was a lot of pods and a lot more pods. So I would say 90% of the show was pods. Definitely. Definitely.
I want to thank Pink Flamingo. It looks like we got a super chat from
Thank
Pink
you, Pink
Flamingo.
Let me read.
Really appreciate that.
Let me read her
I
message.
still don't know how to get the super chat money out. Eventually, we'll
thank you for everything you both do. I strive to be one millionth of the person y'all are. My mission is to help as many as I can get away from cigarettes. Thank you so much, Pink Flamingo. That is our mission as well too. And keep it up. Anything that we can do, bring them here, bring them to the show, and we'll try to help them out, give them some kits, and give them some guidance. And thank you so much. We certainly appreciate your super chat. I do have one more video here. It's called I think it's called the Walking Around. Is that correct? Let me make sure I get the right one.
There's a lot of walking around videos.
Let me make sure I get the right one before I get started. And just kind of give you an idea of the show massiveness. I mean, this is another hall that we walked into here. You see the 𝗵𝗲 booth on the left. There's Innovape liquids. There was
there were some booty girls there.
Two chicks kissing over there. That was kind of hot. No, they weren't kissing. They were just blowing vapor. The Black Unicorn, another e-liquid company here from the States. You know what was really funny is that right next to us was Aldi e-liquids, I think it was called. I think they're a European brand. And we saw on the board, they had a liquid called cheese popcorn. Cheese popcorn. And Phil was having a bad day. Granted, that day it was a little bit cranky, Phil, but he's like, man, cheese popcorn. That sounds really interesting. I really want to try that. I mean, we generally just gotten to the point where we don't try liquids at these events anymore. So when we got a little break, me and Phil walked over to the booth and kindly asked the girl that was sitting behind the booth, "Can we try cheese popcorn?" And she said, "Phil."
She said, I don't have it loaded up, but you can smell it.
That was the wrong answer to say to a cranky Phil. It really was. I'm like, you're at a show, you have all the liquids loaded up, and you don't have cheese. Why would you even have it on the board if people can't try it? I mean, it was very disappointing.
I mean, she wasn't even willing to load it up for me.
Yeah,
she literally wanted me to smell it.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what I was cranky about that day.
Yeah.
But man, I just looked at her. I said, I was like, "You smell it," and I walked away from her. That was it. That's pretty much it.
Nobody wants to see my face, so let me cut that down as well too. Yeah, but yeah, overall the show was really great. Now, Innokin, of course, had a booth there. This is
wait,
where
hold
we
on a second before we do that. Did you notice that spinner thing on that one booth? That was those new holographic spinner protector things. Dimitri and I got a couple of those while we were at 𝗬𝗏𝗡, and I have it here. Okay, and I did something with it.
Oh my God! Don't hurt yourself, please.
This could be a disaster. This
is very dangerous. It's very it spins very fast.
Let me see. It does spin very fast.
Just be careful. Please be careful.
Let me see if you can see what it does. It might not come through on the camera, but it's the FU guy in your photo. Look, it's the FU guy in your photo.
Oh my God! How did you do that? That's pretty amazing. Was it? Hold on, let me put you on the big camera. Was it easy to do?
Yeah, it's a piece of cake.
Oh my God! I haven't.
Piece of cake for me. It might be a little bit harder for you.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. That is very, very cool.
All right, let me turn it off before I hurt myself.
Yeah, please don't hurt yourself. I'm gonna mount. I'm gonna mount man back there.
I was doing that before.
Yeah.
When I was setting that up, the wire got caught in it.
Oh my God! I told you be careful. This is very, very dangerous. I'm gonna mount man back there. That way it's spinning and you can see it. But yeah, we got those for like $3 each. Number one Ascension quality.
Yeah. By the way, when I did visit Dimitri, and I was in that room, we wound up never being able to have time to film anything. But I actually did a very, very close inspection of the sound panels on the back wall.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, they are even worse in real life than what they look like right there on camera. Like the gaps and the spaces, and it's just.
It works. It works. But anyway, all right. So we spent most of our time at the Innokin booth. So we just want to show you a little bit of that and some. You actually hear me in the background. I'm talking to some customers about the BiiP. It was you can tell in my voice that I was very, very, very excited.
Go ahead.
I think 2 weeks ago it was released. So this is how we're going to continue.
Beautiful. BiiP.
Yeah.
BiiP.
You don't find me an EQ card?
Very nice. Very nice.
And by the way, I do want to say that you did spend a little bit much time at that model filming that. But let me tell you something. We had the classiest models in the show.
They were so classy and they were so cool.
I was very, very, very excited about that because in some of these shows, the Innokin brand tries to represent as much MTL and starters and at least the girls that we had at the booth were. And listen, overall, in most of the booths, because there's a lot of vape models, that's the big thing in China. I won't call them vape models. They're just regular models that they hire to bring in the booths. In 95% of the booths, the girls were very, very classy. All right, I got one more here from the booth that I want to show, and then we're gonna get into more specifics.
Before you do, some people are asking flight attendants. Yes, that was like the theme.
That was the theme. Yeah,
they were dressed up as flight attendants, and they had Innokin
bags,
luggage with them.
Yeah. Which that was the theme. I guess that was it on that one.
Yeah, that was it.
I thought you had more.
No. And
I was
in the
getting
back
comfortable.
there, by the way, you noticed that there was a big printer, and what they were doing is they were UV printing custom EQSs, right? So if you were a client, if you were a customer, if you were anybody that requested it, they would take your photo and they would instantly print a custom EQ. And I have some of that printing here. I could show you guys real quick.
I got one loaded up if you want to see. Oh, yeah. It's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Well, customers were coming by and we're taking pictures with them and then just putting them on the EQs. And here's one that we did. We're going to be giving away a couple of these on the platform group on Facebook. So if you're not a member of the platform group, just get on Facebook, search platform group, platform series manufactured by Innokin, and join the group. We're going to be doing that giveaway sometime this week. Yeah, that's me and Phil on there on a wonderful EQS. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff.
I want one of those printers.
Yeah, they're about $10,000. They're not. I mean, they're not that expensive, to be honest with you.
Well, I did ask if I could print my logo on your butt, and they said that they needed the right kind of jig to do that.
Yeah, whatever.
Unfortunate.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little. Just wanted to give you a little brief look of what the Vape Expo was, and that was 3 intense days of being at this event, and long days. But I really enjoyed it, and to be honest with you, 3 days was not enough to see all the products that were there. Believe it or not, you know. No. I mean, it was just massive.
We really didn't get a chance to go away from the booth because, as you can imagine, there were a lot of meetings that happened. You noticed that there was a small room in there that was enclosed, well, partially enclosed, where a lot of meetings happened. A lot of business was done. Dimitri and I were part of a lot of that, explaining products, talking to customers. We did get to wander out a little bit and look at a few things, but we certainly did not get the time that we really would have liked to really walk that show. You know, one of the things that Dimitri said was, you know, this was a very, very classy show, but of course some parts, you know, weren't all that classy. We saw a couple booty girls there, but you want to talk about going from one extreme to another extreme. Watch this video right here. If I could find it real quick. All right, here we go. Dimitri, go over to my screen here.
Well, welcome to China. Yeah. Just want to see your class of two worlds here. You can get anything that you want.
Anything you want.
From this hand, see some wonderful twerking. Yes. Very many dancing lips. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Sit down, girls.
Much better dancers than you, by the way. Yeah.
I can change my direction to this side, where we have classical violinist. Yes. Right next door. She's not playing the violin though right now. It would have been better if she was actually playing the violin. I think she puts you on the spot. Are you scared? But anyway, yeah. That's China for you. Get anything you want. Oh, there we go.
So yeah, that was definitely going from one extreme to the other, from booty twerking to violin. Just a couple of things that I do want to mention. We did see 𝗀𝗧𝗵𝗲 was there. We did get the devices, the final devices now with the new pods, and we will be presenting that in a future Smoker Show as we're working with the devices. It's a unique system where you can control your nicotine intake through the device itself. It has 2 tanks. You can mix different flavors, or you can mix nicotine with a flavor and kind of adjust the hit in your device. It's a very interesting concept that started 3 years ago. Finally, it's on the market now. And we also saw Jonathan with 𝗧𝗪𝗀 there, the new battery company that's launched here in the last year. Very good sales. And we get to spend some time with him and talk about battery technology as well, too. That was very, very interesting as well, too. So overall, the Expo was a success, in my opinion. We did get to see a lot of customers from around the world, including some. John from Demand Vapes was there. Juno is one of our sponsors. We did see the owners of 𝘃𝗽𝗲𝗿 were there. We did see Global Source Distribution. We did. I mean, it's just a lot of people, and I really, really enjoyed the Expo.
It was good. It was really good. I have that device. I have it close. I can go get it. But me being the reviewer that I am, if you are interested in that device, that 𝗀𝗧𝗵𝗲 device, I'm not going to review it until they come out with the next pod. Okay, because right now, if you are a diehard mouth to lung vapor, it's not going to be tight enough for you. The draw is very, very loose.
Yeah.
And I don't want to review it the way it is because it's not going to get a very good review from me at this point. So if you are interested in that product, wait until they have the new pods available for it.
The last thing that I want to show you from the Expo is this brand new device that came out. This is a worldwide exclusive. Nobody has ever seen this before. It's just a fantastic, fantastic device. And this is the new banana vape featuring 𝗃𝗽𝗲𝗿𝗀. I just wanted to, just kind of give you guys a good, quick look. This is a look at it. It's good. It's just perfect time. This is one thing about when we travel. No matter what Phil does, I am so cocked and ready with my cell phone. It's unbelievable. By the way, I did print that picture on an EQS, and I will come up with something really, really fun so somebody can enjoy 𝗃𝗽𝗲𝗿𝗀 eating a banana.
I literally, guys, I can't do anything even semi-embarrassing without that camera coming out. I mean, literally, I grabbed the banana, I peeled the banana, I went to take a bite out of the banana, and I didn't even know, but his camera is going off.
We had a lot of fun stuff. I mean, we had a lot of fun pictures, and it's unfortunate that we don't carry body cams, because if we had body cams, you would get a lot of funny stuff. Here's Phil, copying one of the posters that we saw on there, and this is one of my favorite ones. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. I should have kind of planned this out a little bit. This kind of describes my trips with Phil. This is kind of this kind of. If you notice on this picture here, I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit. Phil has a USB fan mounted on his laptop because China is just so hot and humid. It's literally a portable fan that's mounted on his laptop. It's just really, really funny. I find it really, really funny. All right.
Yeah. There's this photo. What's going on in that photo there, Dimi?
That was a massager. Basically massage your eyes, the back of your neck, and the side of your head and the top of your head at the same time. It's just China, man. It's just unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
China is unbelievable. All right. Let me just take a couple phone calls. People have been waiting very, very patiently, and we're going to come back and talk a little bit about the Zenith tank. All right? You down with that?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I'm down with that.
All right. Let me see who's been waiting for the longest time, and I think that is 704. 704, you're on the air with Phil and Dimi. What's up?
Hey, guys. It's Andy. I don't know if you remember. We talked a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah, I wanted to follow up with you. I did get the stuff that you guys sent, and just wanted to kind of give you an update.
Absolutely.
On where I was, and yep. Excuse me. So I've cut. I haven't stopped completely, but I've gone from about 2 packs a day to about 5 to 7 per day.
That's very good.
The thing I wanted to ask you guys about tonight was, how do you get over that last hump? How do you get past the, for me, the hardest time is when you first wake up, right after you eat, the typical triggers that you associate with smoking. That was more my question.
All right. First of all, tell us what you received.
Like the 5 points.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Tell me first, what did you receive?
I'm sorry, say that again. I'm on a cell phone.
No, that's okay.
What did we send you?
What did we send you?
Okay, so you actually ended up sending my wife the T18-2, and I say you sent it to her because she's confiscated that. So the Chroma and Zenith tank, and then the T18, the version 2.
Okay.
And the Ego all-in-one.
Okay.
And then since then, I've actually bought the Aegis Mini and put another Zenith tank on it.
Oh, look at you.
Okay, good. So here's what I'm going to recommend, and here's what we're going to do, okay? Let's get you out of Juno as well. Okay. What do you think, Dimitri?
Yeah, absolutely. Little Juno kit with some higher milligram. This has 36 milligram. It's actually refined nicotine. It's not salt nicotine, which I really, really like because it gives you that throat hit. In my opinion, you're missing the throat hit. I really believe that's what's really going to make you convert. That thump that you get in the back of the neck when you light that cigarette up, I think that's what you're missing, and that's what you're going to need to get out of the hump. And that can cover it. You just have to use it as a cigarette, meaning that since this is 36 milligram, I don't suggest that you vape it all day. Just pick it up at the times, like you said, in the morning, in the afternoon, after having a good meal, and just pick it up and vape on it for 4 or 5 minutes, and then put it down and go back to your Zenith tank.
So do that just like you would do a cigarette because it's a higher concentration of nicotine.
Absolutely.
So it's going to give you more of that initial, like that rush, as opposed to, because I do tend to chain vape these.
Yeah.
Throughout the day.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's all about titration of nicotine. You got to get your body adjusted to be able to monitor how much nicotine is going to take through the day. So you're going to have to be able to ramp up slowly and then just kind of maintain your nicotine. So you're missing that immediate hit that a cigarette gives you. And to ramp it up slowly, it just takes time. It just takes time, like all of us, to get adjusted to be able to get your body to do that. So I think that the Juno will be able to give you that thump, and then you can transition into your Zenith or whatever you're using, your 12 milligram, to get you through that day as soon as your body gets that plasma nicotine hit and gets it up there as needed.
Yeah. So really what we want you to do is really think of the Juno as your cigarette. Okay. So, and like Bill Tarling is leaving some comments here, and I agree with him. Don't change your habits. I don't want you to change your habits. I don't want you to change like where you vape or when you vape or how you used to smoke. But when you're really craving that, whether it be first thing in the morning or after a meal, when you're going to have your cigarette, put your vape down, put your Chroma down, put your Zenith tank down, and go grab that Juno and use that Juno as your cigarette. Okay. And if that doesn't work, there's a couple other things that we could try for you. But let's get you maybe a Juno kit or two out in the mail, and let's get you over the hump. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And guys, I really, really appreciate all the help and, the stuff that you sent me. I've got a couple of different setups with the juices that were included, and been able to kind of fiddle around with the wattages and the strengths and things like that and find stuff that I really, really like. It's just, like I said, it's that last little bit that I can't seem to get past.
Yeah. Just take your time, but it's not gonna, even if it takes you a month, if it takes you 2 months, it doesn't make any difference. You've reduced your cigarette smoking, which is really, really important. And I promise you, here in the next month or so, you'll be able to kick the habit completely.
Yeah, and in addition to the Juno, what kind of cigarette did you smoke?
It was the Marlboro Reds.
Okay, Marlboro Red. In addition to the Juno, we're also going to get you out some Lunar Rover, but I'm going to send you some Lunar Rover 18 milligram too. Yeah. So that's something else that you can try because it's a good tobacco flavor, and maybe it's something that you could put in a tank, keep that tank aside. Again, in addition to the Juno, take this tank with the 18 milligram Lunar Rover, screw it onto your device, use that too to get over the hump. So that's what we want to do. We want to find what's going to work for you to get you over the hump, and eliminate those cigarettes completely.
Okay. So, well, you know what? I may just have to get another Zenith tank to set up the 18 milligram.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I got 2 kids to get through college and 2 Greek weddings to pay for, so we appreciate you buying another Zenith thing. Buddy.
You know what? I am doing my part. I am absolutely doing
Thank
my
you,
part.
my friend. Keep up the good work, my friend. Always feel free to call in with any questions or anything that we can do to support, okay?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm going to keep you guys updated. I mean, I feel like, we're kind of in this together, and I want you guys to have kind of a success story,
Absolutely.
I mean, with all the advice and, everything like that. So, yeah, I mean, I'll definitely follow up with you the next time I see you on, okay?
Makes my heart warm. Thank you, my friend. Have a wonderful evening. Keep up the good work.
And we really appreciate that.
Thank you,
and
sir. Have a good one.
I really appreciate what you said there, because we are in this together. I mean, that's the purpose of this show. The purpose of the show is to convert smokers into vapors and help them lead a healthier lifestyle, right? So we are in it together, and we really appreciate you calling in and checking in and let us know how you're doing with your progress. And if it's not working, we're going to try some other stuff too. Okay.
Yeah. And guys, definitely, like I said, I mean, like I said, I really feel like we're in this together, and the level of commitment that you guys show. I mean, look at the devices that you've come out with, and everything you talk about is about converting. It's not about clouds. It's not about, sub on all the stuff that used to. It's not about any of that. It's getting people, which is what this was originally designed to do, not to be making atmospheric changes, but to stop smoking.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for calling in. All right, we're going to move on. By the way, Phil, I do want to mention this.
Yes.
I love how he's thanking us, but we have to thank our sponsors because they make this possible, okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we pay a little bit of a postage stamp to go out. That's not a big deal. But the sponsors of the show, as you see down here on the screen, are the ones that send us this product to be able to send them out to these guys and hopefully change a life and maybe create a customer for life as well, too, which is very, very important for everybody to stay in business. All right, one more phone call.
That's why we always say we really appreciate our sponsors, Juno, Naked, MVS, Innokin, Joytech, Lunar over 5 Points. These guys are sending product to us that we can give to you to help you convert, to help you not smoke anymore, to help you lead a healthier lifestyle. So we appreciate our sponsors, and we do hope that you support our sponsors.
Absolutely. All right, 304, you're on the air with Phil and Demi. What's up?
Hi, how are you doing?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. My name is Tina. I'm actually Pink Flamingo.
Yes, Pink Flamingo.
The reason why I called in is I live in a very small town in West Virginia with lots of smokers, and pretty much I'm the only vapor around. I've converted quite a few people. Whenever the blue systems were out for $1, I bought the gas station out and handed them out to every smoker I could find. A lot of my bingo people have asked me, how can they get away from the cigarettes and start vaping, and they eventually want to quit vaping as well. They're elderly people. The blues aren't really doing it for them. Mm-hmm. Can you suggest something else that's around my, a lower price range? Because I basically just give this stuff away. That would help a smoker of like 50 years, because these are elderly people that I'm helping.
So this is what we're gonna do for you, Pink Flamingo, because you're so sweet and you're our kind of people. Want to help other people. I want you to send me a PM on Facebook. The link will be in the chat. Bill Tarling will put it in there, and I will send you 5 Juno kits. These have 3 different pods inside. They have a tobacco, they have a menthol, and a flavored pod. Very, very easy to use. They're actually 2 mil pods. There's a lot of liquid. It is not limited like the blues and the jewels that are out there. And I want you to hand these over. You're able to get these online. Very, very inexpensive as well, too, if they want to get refills for their pods. And I'm going to send you 5. With only one requirement from you. I want you to give them to some people, and I want to get some feedback. So call back in 2 weeks and let us know how these kits, the Juno kits, are working out for your friends. And then, eventually, of course, we can suggest the Glide, which is the new inexpensive tank that come out with some liquid. You can pair up the Glide with a small device under the $30, $40 range and get them into an open vapor system. Very easy to use. Just slide, they fill the liquid, they close it. There's not a lot of, hassle or adjustments or anything like that. But I think that the Juno, especially for that age range that you are discussing, I think that the Junos are very, very good options. So I'll just send you 5 kits, courtesy, of course, of Juno and Demand Vapes. Does that sound good?
That sounds awesome. Thank you, and thank you, Juno, and everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. Just make
You know,
sure.
I know Pink Flamingo is really into converting and helping smokers. So I know you're going to send her the Juno kits.
Yeah.
I'd like to send her some T18s as well and some Lunar Rover.
Okay.
So maybe somebody who's able to fill and use a product like that. Let's get some of those products in her hands too, so that she can convert more smokers.
Then if you're gonna send it, why don't you just send her everything so we don't have two packages going on? You got Juno kits there. Just put them all in a box and send the T18s as well.
I knew that he was going to pawn this off on me, but that's okay. I'm going to do it. So Pink Flamingo, you can get a hold of me on my Facebook. You're on Facebook, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So just get a hold of me on Facebook. I'll make sure I watch out for you, and I'll get this into the mail as soon as I can. Okay.
And make sure you call us back and keep us updated.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh, great. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, dear. Have a wonderful evening and keep up the good work. Try to convert as many people as you can.
Oh, that's my life. That's what I want to do.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. There she goes, everybody. Pink Flamingo, thanks so much for calling in. Let me get some of the comments. We're running out of time, Phil.
Really?
Well, I mean, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean,
who was the last caller, too? What was the last caller's name?
I don't remember.
Okay, the last caller before Pink Flamingo.
704 area code 704.
Yeah, if you're still watching, make sure you get a hold of me again, so that I can get your address again, and I'll get the
You'll probably see the message on Facebook and look at the point. All right, Larry F. My son is loving the cool fire mini with Zenith. He stopped with the pods, and I made him some freebase to get him off salts. It's been 10 months for now. Him, no cigarettes. Congratulations, Larry. PSS, thank goodness for the show. I'm now almost completely off Nick salt and only vaping 12 milligram regular. A special thanks, of course, to Thomas Kearsop for showing me the way. Thank you so much, Thomas. We really appreciate you reaching out and doing that and helping another Canadian smoker.
Thomas, a very, very strong supporter of the show and a really good guy up there in Canada. Definitely focused on conversions.
Can you not fly into mainland China? This is from 𝗵𝗀 Yes, you can. It's just an extra plane for us, so it's easier for us just to fly to Hong Kong direct from Dallas and then just drive into mainland China. Last question from PSS. How come you're not wearing your new Innokin sweatshirt?
Because I would like to be able to breathe during the show. That's so why.
You actually look really good. I got a lot of good comments on that.
Really? I tell you what, if you watch long enough, maybe I'll change into it, okay?
All right, let's take a quick break. This is just a little commercial spot from one of our sponsors, and we're going to be right back. Oh, that's a lovely picture of me.
Yeah, what are you doing there, pal?
I'm stretching. I'm stretching.
By the way, I've got another really good video here from you. Let me just find it real quick.
Boy. Don't start with that now.
Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves here. Let me see how.
I want to say hi to Dan Donahue. You were greatly missed, and you're in your stealth vaping in China. We talked about you a lot. We actually said, what would Dan Donahue do in this position here? I did miss my sidekick for the People Starter Management Team. It was just a lot of stress on me. So, Dan, you were missed. Hopefully.
I need my handlers, and Dan does a really good job.
Yeah, he really does.
Good too. But we had a lot of like Innokin gear. We had like T-shirts and jackets and stuff. And Dimitri had to come to my room to pick up some stuff and bring it back to his room. So Dimitri shows up at my room. Well, let me show you.
Dimitri just came into the room and now he's about to leave. And he's in his underwear.
Can't see it.
Dimitri just came into the room and now he's about to leave.
Oh,
and he's
God. People did not need to see this, really.
I don't want to go down. Okay, that's good enough. Oh, that's good enough. Go ahead. I got the door. Go ahead, Lisa.
I love that. Here, let me do that. Look at that right there. Let's see it one more time.
Well, you hadn't seen me in my underwear in a while, so I just left my room in my underwear and just went over to Phil's room to get some stuff.
I opened up the door and I'm like, oh, God.
I do apologize that you had to actually see that. But anyway, all right, let's get into a little bit more specifics, and we're going to talk about something that's very, very exciting for us, and that is that we have reached 1 million Zeniths produced at the factory. Very, very exciting time for us, and just another testament that style of vaping, yes, granted, not much in the United States. A great portion of those million Zeniths were sold in the other countries except the United States, but it is what it is. It just goes to show you that there are people out there that are converting smokers. The Zenith is meant to be a conversion tank. Easy to use for people that are smokers that are trying to find an open vapor system, but also people that really enjoy the mouth-to-lung style of vaping. So anything that you want to prelude this video with, Mr. Phil?
That's pretty much it. Our goal with the Zenith was just to create something that was just really easy to use. It was super easy to fill. When you did fill it, it wasn't going to gurgle or flood on you. That's why we put the liquid shutoff on it. It was really easy to change the coil without getting your hand all full of e-liquid. And we're just so thrilled and so happy that it's been adopted by so many folks and enjoyed by so many folks. This is a little known, but we do have new colors of the Zenith coming out that we're really excited about. And like every time we get an email from people that used a Zenith to quit smoking, I mean, how do you think that makes us feel? It makes us feel so good. That was the purpose of creating the tank, and we're just thrilled that so many people like it.
Congratulations to Dave M. 31 days smoke free, and I hope for the rest of your life. We really appreciate it. So I hope you guys enjoy this video that Phil was kind enough, even though very, very tired, to put together for us with the millionth Zenith.
Where are we headed to?
We're going down to the factory.
Okay.
The first floor.
First floor.
And we're going to do some laser engraving.
Laser engraving. For
the 1 millionth Zenith.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Where's your camera?
It's in the By the way, I do apologize for the way that I look. I was very, very tired, as you can tell.
You do look exhausted, brother.
Because I haven't used it in a year, and the battery's dead.
The battery's dead.
I didn't charge it yesterday.
Isn't it? I'm telling you, I'm starting to think Skechers.
But I knew that you're gonna have your camera ready to go, so I wasn't really concerned. Your camera.
Hey, pause the video. Hopefully the mic is working. We're recording audio.
Yes, sir.
I should have taken photos of Dimitri's camera, his video camera, because I think he paid $5 for it on Wish.com.
I did. and I should have checked the battery before I brought the camera there.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea.
That would have been a good idea. But thankfully, you had your setup going. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I really like that mic. It looks kind of it looks like you got a squirrel hanging by the side of it.
I don't know if I can catch it. There it is.
It's a little bit frightening.
All right, so we're going upstairs. Where are we going to?
We're going to the fourth floor.
Fourth floor. All these years we've been coming here, we've been asking for elevators, and they still
can't make it happen.
Just can't make that happen. Thank God it's somewhat cool today. That never happens. There it is. 1 million. Nice, there it was. I got it. This is just some more laser engraving. They're engraving the bottom here. Actually, this is the top cap. And here they're laser engraving the resistant foil. And we just filmed me putting mine on, and you're putting yours on. And there was no challenge finding one for you. So
No, it was. I don't think it was a challenge finding one for you either.
No, it took like 5 minutes.
No, they had to go actually get some more fabric and sew it on the spot.
That's not, come on, man. It's not more fabric. That's mean.
Oh, yeah, it's
Looking sharp.
𝗃𝗽𝗽𝗏. Oh, that's like it. You can go like that.
Oh, okay.
See that?
Oh, hey. God, my head is way too big for that hat.
Yeah, that hat's. I could do without the hat.
This is a good look for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
On the train or something. I think we should bring these back, and we should do the next smoker show with these.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going in there.
We both going?
Yeah, come on.
All right. So here's the radiation chamber.
Just don't fart in here, bro. Just get it out of the way.
And now we go into the clean room production facility. This is useless. I can't see shit. Am I wearing this the right way?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's better that way. You know, in this room, this is one of the few rooms where we're absolutely not allowed to vape because this is the clean room, and this does add to the protection because I can't do it like that. I can't do it. Okay. Again, for those of you who haven't seen this is where Innokin makes all of their coils and a lot of their tanks. It is in a very, very clean facility, and you can see that here. If I went down, that would have been great video. Okay, you guys have seen this many, many times before. This is the packaging area for Innokin. See a lot of product going out. And it makes us feel happy too because the last time we were here, we didn't see this much product. We see just pallets and pallets of Innokin product.
Very good.
Yeah, it makes me happy. I see a box down here that you guys might be interested in. So here are the 𝗧𝗵𝗲 pod replacements or additionals. Remember, the 𝗧𝗵𝗲 pod does not come with the airflow controller. That's a kind of a big part, and we don't want to make waste and sell those to you if you don't need them. So if you do get a pod, you're also gonna and you need an airflow controller because obviously you can take yours off and put it on the pod. We are selling the airflow controller separately, and very, very soon, very, very soon. Do you see this right here where it says 2 mil? 2 mil. Very, very soon, you are going to see 4 mil pods like that one right there. You can see here they are getting the packaging ready for the 𝗧𝗵𝗲s, but they're waiting to come back from final inspection from the assembly floor. So Dimitri, I know we just filmed the 1 millionth Zenith production and the prize that we're going to do with that, and we're really excited about that. Talk about the Z coils themselves. Where are we with the number of Z coils out there at this point?
Right now we're producing 500,000 coils per month. That is excluding the release of the BiiP and the 𝗧𝗵𝗲. So the last figures that we had were probably about 4 weeks ago. And we're hoping with the 𝗧𝗵𝗲 and the BiiP, as those products get into more hands, we're going to ramp up production. In fact, we saw a few new lines that were formed for the Z coil upstairs. So we're really, really excited that people are gravitating towards this coil, the longevity, the flavor that it puts out there. But I think it also proves that MTL conversions, people that enjoy that style of vaping, are not ancient. They're not dinosaurs. They're not a very small group. I think there's a lot of people that enjoy that style of vaping, and more companies should be catering to them just like we are.
And I agree. Not only are they not dinosaurs or not ancient, but we see a resurgence of that style of vaping now with all of the pods and the salt devices.
Yeah, absolutely. And nicotine delivery ultimately is our goal, right? So you have to be able to satisfy with that coil, whether you're using a 12 milligram regular standard nicotine, as we call it, or if you're using a 25 milligram salt nicotine, whatever your preference is, it's about delivering that nicotine to the body. And I think that the Z coil, depending on the resistance that you're going to get and the liquid that you're going to get, does that very, very well. Provide a good flavor, easy, hassle-free, a fresh 510 on every coil, but ultimately the nicotine that it delivers to your body is satisfying. And I think that's why they're popular, so we're very, very excited with it. What is this?
That is the 1 millionth Zenith. Now, of course, it may not be exactly the 1 millionth.
It's close enough.
But it's close enough. Yeah.
What we have done with this very, very special Zenith on the bottom, whoever receives this in their package, if you find 1 millionth engraved on the bottom, you're going to win a very nice prize, which we're going to show you here in a little bit. But we're very excited to be working with Innokin. We're very excited that our corporation and our vision of bringing MTL back and catering to a lot of the MTL vapors, but most importantly the smokers, has become a reality, and that Innokin had a great role and believed in our vision to do that.
And you know, we always like to say that we're not trying to reinvent the wheel, we're just trying to make it a little bit more round, a little bit easier to get on and off the car. So we want to think about products that can be used by the experienced vapor, the vapor that just started vaping, or the smokers who are interested in quitting. We want our products to be easy to use and very, very satisfying. And we're thrilled with the adoption of this tank and the number of people that are loving it. And we have more plans for this, so don't go away.
Yeah, some more really, really exciting stuff. So we're going to put this in a package now, and hopefully one of you guys will get it.
So they're just going to have your fingerprints on it.
You want to put yours too?
I would love to.
I'm going to lick it too.
No, don't lick it. Don't lick it.
A little bit.
No.
A little bit.
No. And there it is. So proud. The 1 millionth Zenith.
Very well done, Phil. On a very, very short notice too.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
You did that.
I believe I was working on that while you were sleeping today.
Yeah, you were. But in all honesty, it was just a very exciting time for me and Phil to be part of that and film that for you guys. And whoever finds this tank will get a big Innokin suitcase full of all of our products and some other products as well too. So we'll have like 10 or 12 different devices. We'll do the big promo when Innokin is ready to announce that on their social media networks, and of course you'll get it through our social media networks as well too. But just a little thank you to you guys for making the Zenith a success, and we can't wait to show you what's in the next chapter of the Zenith here.
We really can. We've got some exciting things coming up. We're excited about it. You know, I mean, we don't want to talk a lot about what's next because we're always afraid that, you know, other people are going to grab onto it. We want to keep our ideas kind of quiet until it's time to release and talk more about it. Of course, we do a lot of teasing on the platform page on Facebook. So if you are not a member, be sure to join. But I can tell you that there are new Zenith colors coming, and then there is more stuff coming after that. What I can tell you is the box. See that box right there?
The box.
There's a little bit of confusion about that box right there because it does say Zenith coil. Of course, this was the name of the coil when we first came out with the Zenith, right? But it was very important to us that we carry that coil forward through additional products. Those additional products, of course, the Zenith D22, the 22 millimeter version of the Zenith, the new 𝗧𝗏 tank. The new 𝗧𝗏 tank uses this coil, and of course the new BiiP. The BiiP uses the coil as well. So you are going to see a change on the box of this box. You're going to see a change on the box. It's no longer going to be called the Zenith coil. It's going to be called what the coils are actually called, the Z coils. Okay. Yes. So that was important to us. We wanted to make sure that this box gets changed so that people realize that that Z coil, the Z coil, is usable and compatible across all of the products that I mentioned. The Zenith, the D22, the BiiP, the 𝗧𝗏, and some new stuff coming too.
Yeah. Question from Crash Cat: is the Zenith equal taste-wise compared to the 𝗧𝗏? It's the same coil. So you're gonna get the same vape experience with a 𝗧𝗏 as you do with the Zenith. The only difference is that one, you can remove the glass, and there's no liquid flow control on the 𝗧𝗏. That's why it's a 2 mil tank. It's just smaller and a little bit sexier. Even though people are saying that it has the sign of Citroën, which is the car from France, for the push to open. But other than that, yeah, you're gonna get the same experience as well too. Speaking of the BiiP, we did prepare a small video for you, just kind of show you how the BiiP is being assembled together.
Yeah, before we do that, let me answer one question here from Decadent Dog, because there are tons of people asking when that is going to be ready. What am I pointing at? That is the 4 mil pod for the BiiP. Okay, you can see that right there, the 4 mil pod.
And I'm going to give you a size comparison as well too. Let me.
Very nice size comparison. It's really, I actually quite like the pod. I quite like the pod because it's very, very easy. It's actually easier to see the e-liquid.
It really is.
Of course, the added capacity is fantastic. I don't think it looks as bad as the original prototype that I have.
Correct. So yeah, the added capacity is actually a really, really good feature to have. But also, you know, I'm kind of torn on it, Phil, because it's so easy to feel that really, you know, to me the capacity was never an issue.
No,
but yeah, it's going to be a welcome addition to the BiiP line.
Yeah, so this is the prototype right here. This is the latest prototype. And a lot of people are asking when it's coming out. We were originally slated for the end of April to start shipping them, but you guys know how I am. I'm kind of anal about some things, so it's going to be delayed a little bit for a few different reasons. So now we're looking at like mid-May.
Yeah,
okay,
mid-May.
So we want to make sure that it's good. We want to make sure that it works really, really well for you guys. So just hang tight. I can tell you it's coming. I mean, I'm using it. I'm digging it. I'm loving it. And we want you to love it as well. So let's make it perfect before it gets out to you. Okay?
Just to answer one more question from the chat. This is from Mr. USA Vapor, I think it is. Hey, Phil, all your products are going to cover the MTL side and nothing for the direct lung folks. Keep in mind that under the platform series, which is the products that me and Phil put our names on it, everything is MTL. There's a plethora of sub-ohm stuff out there, direct lung that's out there. But keep in mind that the direct lung stuff that Innokin is making, me and Phil put a lot of input into it. So, for example, the new iSub tank that came out, restricted lung, works with very low power, 35 to 39 watts, gives you the same vape experience as like a 70, 80 watt tank. Works very, very well. When I sub-ohm, I use the iSub tank, and it has the same Zenith replacement coil as you see in the Zenith tank. Very easy to feel. The Plex tanks that's out there with a Plexus coil from Innokin for an 80, 90 watt tank works very, very well as well too. So for the sub-ohm stuff that Innokin makes, me and Phil put a lot of R&D and input in it as well too, even though they're not under our name. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for direct lung stuff, it's not that we're just excluding you. We're just not putting it under the platform series, so it does not create confusion in the market. One of our biggest pet peeves for new people that are starting is that they look at a starter kit and it says starter kit on it. No matter what, they think it's a starter kit for them to start. So we're trying to differentiate that. There's starter kits that are MTL, and then there's starter kits that are direct lung as well too. So we want to keep under the platform series everything that's a starter type MTL style device. That's why you're not going to see anything under our name. And to be honest with you, there's thousands of sub-ohm direct lung stuff out there. Really, I mean, you really can't reinvent the wheel when it comes to that. We're just trying to make them easier to work with, and I think Innokin's doing a good job with that.
Yeah, for sure. But I tell you what, if you like the direct lung or restricted direct lung, get that 𝗬𝗓 tank. I know Dimitri uses it a lot. I used it in a video. I use it on occasion when I'm doing direct lung, which, to be honest, guys, isn't very often. But the flavor is fantastic. The efficiency of that tank is fantastic. The looks of the tank is fantastic. I think it's a very, very underrated tank.
And keep in mind, listen, I do a lot of direct lung. In fact, I'll tease you with this. I can't tell you what it is, but I'll tease you with this. I'm testing it out right now. I mean, just because I don't vape this way, I do enjoy a semi-restrictive direct lung for flavor sometimes. So I'll pick it up and take a few puffs and put it down. But I am testing something here, so I'll just show you.
Go ahead, show us. Tease, you big tease. You're such a tease. And I know there are some folks asking about the Aries. Let me give you guys an update on the Aries. We have a fantastic idea for the Aries. Yeah. Okay, it's never been done, and it's in it's with Kathy at this point. Okay, yeah. So we gave her all the
Easy
designs.
Now.
What's that?
Easy now.
I know. We gave Kathy all of the designs and all of the information for the next Aries. Okay, so hopefully that will be out soon enough as well. And I think we're going to start having some more meetings with Kathy to really stay up on the products and the projects and the statuses as well. So that's coming. Now, you just saw Dimitri testing that product, right? Did you see that? Dimitri, go over to my camera because I would like to show you testing another product, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Please hurt yourself, please.
I'm losing my hair, my God.
Oh. Look.
So good. I look like Godzilla on an electric scooter in China. Oh my God.
It's perfect size for you. Stop. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's awesome.
That was a lot of fun. Nice little electric scooter you can get in China for $4. Number one Shenzhen quality.
$4.95. And did you notice? Did you hear what I said in that video? I said, "Please hurt yourself."
Yeah, I know. Thankfully, I didn't. But I did notice that I'm losing my hair more and more in the back, and that's making me
don't worry about it, my friend.
22mm Aries, it's in the works as well too. We've got all those plans there, and only limited onto what the R&D and the engineers can get as quickly as possible. There's just a lot of projects going on at the same time right now, folks. Trust me.
You guys have no idea how many projects are going on at Innokin right now.
Which is good because
it's really good.
For a while, Innokin had slowed down a little bit because everybody was just dumping product onto the market every week. So we're very, very excited. There's a lot of good projects. One of the most exciting part for me was always when we go to China, seeing our products being made. This is an assembly line for the BiiP, and Phil was kind enough to put a little 4-minute montage on for you guys, and we thought we'd share it with you because we love you, and this is the show where we show some of our stuff that's out there. So, BiiP away.
Here we go. I find it interesting the color they chose to manufacture.
I know, right? I think pink.
By the way, you can't make this up. Literally, they were making the pink BiiP when we got there. This was not set up, folks. This is my daily life, okay? I mean, it's no joke.
Champagne is very, very popular.
Is it?
Apparently.
Okay. pause it right there?
Yep.
So, you know, a lot of people are, well, not a lot of people, actually, people who are getting these actually quite like the size. But if you look right there, okay, you can see the electronics. You can see the big black part. That's where the pod goes in, where we have to have a certain size to fit the Z coil, and you can also see the size of the battery there as well in there, right? So you're looking at why it is the size that it is right there in that photo.
Yeah, I just wanted to answer about Chinese people vaping. We're going to discuss that here in just a little bit. All right, let me continue.
Hi, Phil.
Oh, hi, Dimitri. I can't believe I ran into you here.
I know, right? Long time no see.
In these two areas, they're testing charging and they're looking at the output of the device, making sure that it works. The very important shake test, no rattles. Press fitting the window where you can see the power level. Final inspection, little cleaning, and into a bag they go.
Ready for you guys, and this one is going to have 𝗃𝗽𝗀𝗀 fingerprints on it.
KSD vapes. Hi, Kimmy.
We're very, very proud of it. I'm very, very happy that you guys are enjoying it.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that, just an inside look of the production of the BiiP, and as much as we did of filming it down there in China. Just a couple things to Kimmy. There is a blue BiiP that in different light turns in purple, since you like purple. Definitely there. I do want to address this question from Miguel. His question is, will this year be the year that mods start to go smaller with good lifetime battery and temperature control? I mean, I know there are mods like the H Pro where we can use 18350, but it doesn't last much time. And here's the problem that you run into, Miguel. As you can see with the BiiP, we wanted to put the biggest battery available, which is a 1500 mAh battery for an AIO that is the largest on the market. So the trade-off is that once you go to that, your device becomes bigger. So the battery technology is not there yet where we can extend temperature control for a very long time in a very, very small device. Trust me, it's something that me and Phil worked on with the engineers at this trip as well too for a future project. But we're only limited to what the battery technology that can work in electronic cigarettes allows us to do at this current time. So unless battery technology evolves and becomes smaller and more powerful, then the devices have to have a certain size. If you're looking to, that's a trade-off of a good battery versus longevity and how you're going to vape throughout the day. We are seeing the resurgence of higher resistance coils. I mean, we're seeing devices on the market that have a 1.8 ohm coil in them now, which is kind of funny. This is definitely back 2012-ish as far as vaping is concerned, to give you a bigger lifetime of battery with 7 or 8 watts pushing at it. But again, you're just going to be limited to 200, 300 mAh, which is not going to get you through the entire day. Do you agree, Phil?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the problem. We need advances in battery technology to make these smaller and still satisfying. What you're seeing now with a lot of the pods, a lot of the salt devices, in order to get them to last longer, they're running them very, very low power. Okay. That's why they work with salt, but they don't have the power to give you a satisfying vape with freebase, right? Yeah. You like a 12 milligram, like we typically use. So that's where we kind of are now with the state of things. We need, and I think even Mooch will tell you that we need advances in battery technology to get the batteries smaller, give you more power, and give you more life.
Yeah. Max said it. You pair one of these beeps with some lunar rover tobacco, you can convert a smoker. The beep is designed on the smallest hole to mimic a pod system. It's got a very, very tight draw, and I totally agree. If you want to quit smoking, you pair that up with some 18 milligram or 12 milligram tobacco. If you want to quit, it's definitely, this is the Smoker Show. It's definitely a very, very good pair up to do, and give it a try. Give it a try. I think you're going to be very, very pleasantly surprised. I know that kind of sounds like a selfless promotion, but I mean, it really is true. And people that have tried it have told us the same thing as well too. So we're very, very excited about it, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we did making it.
Let me say a couple of things here. First of all, Scott, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. When are you going to have me back on your show? Okay. Yeah, I might be ready. I might be able to function here soon. That's one thing. Some people are asking too about the 4 mil BiiP pod or tank, whatever you want to call it. The BiiP is always going to come with a 2 mil. Okay. The 4 mils are going to be available separately. Okay. Yeah. So if you buy your BiiP right now, you will get the 2 mil. And then once the 4 mil pods become available, you go ahead and take out the 2 mil and you go ahead and stick in the 4 mil, and you're going to be able to use it just the same. We have some other stuff planned for this device too, which is really exciting that we can't talk about. But yeah, that's how it's going to work. Okay. Now keep in mind with the BiiP pods, I want everybody to understand this. The BiiP pods will not come with the airflow controller. All right. The airflow controller, it's a big piece. It's kind of a pricey piece. So what we don't want to do is sell you an airflow controller if you don't need one. Right. So when you get the new 4 mil pod, it'll come pod only without the airflow controller. So the idea is you take the airflow controller off your 2 mil pod and you put it on your 4 mil pod. Now, if you don't want that, if you just want 2 pods ready to go full of e-liquid, the airflow controllers are going to be available separately as well. Okay.
Yes. Very well. Makes sense? Very, very well done. Very, very well said. I'm just editing out a picture. You talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, no problem. You're welcome, Kimmy. I hope that cleared up anything. And Crash, as far as the 4 mil tanks being available in the EU, I don't think so.
Yeah, they will be. Everybody will have them. Don't worry.
All right. Okay. There you go.
Everybody's saying that, but they end up, and since they're not going to be part of a kit, they will be available in most of the EU countries. And if you can't.
Yeah, and I want you to know, like with that battery technology thing that we were just talking about, what Battery Mooch has done is he's taken 12 18650s and he put them in a compression vise and he tried to squeeze them down into a smaller cell. It didn't work, so he's still working on some things that he's going to try.
All right, the last serious thing that I want to talk about is I don't know what everybody else does, but when me and Phil do go to China, we actually sit down with the engineers and we try to come up with solutions and try to make things better and trying to make things easier for people to vape. And I just want to show you this picture here because this I had to edit some of the stuff that's out there, and I had to use this picture because you can't really see the board. But this is daily our life. This is how the process actually happens. I mean, we sit there, you see there's an ID designer, engineer in the back. One of the main LED designers is there as well, 2 engineers. We sit in a room, we get on a board, and we try to come up with stuff that we feel is going to help people quit smoking or to improve our products. And this happens daily. And this is really how it happens, folks. It's not we just get a device and stick our name on it and call it a day. Just the process doesn't work like that.
And at times it's a very interesting process, right? Because we'll be sitting in the engineering room, and there will be everybody. There'll be the materials guy, there'll be the ID guys, there'll be the internal guys. It's like everybody, and we give our idea, and sometimes we'll give our idea and we'll put stuff on the board, and there'll be arguments. All of a sudden, all these arguments will start happening, and everybody's speaking in Chinese, and people are getting aggravated, and people are saying yes, and people are saying no, and then before you know it, like everybody leaves, and Dimitri and I are left in the room staring at each other, going, "What just happened?" You know? But it's so cool to actually be there, designing product hand in hand with the engineers. You know, I mean, I'm not sure how many other reviewers have this opportunity, but guys, we're there. We're in the thick of it. Yeah. This is our product, right? And it's a really cool collaboration. And if it wasn't for that engineering team that Innokin has, that are able to take our ideas and turn them into reality, we wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I do want to bring up a couple of things before we end the show. Smoking in China. So we get this question a lot. Smoking is a cultural phenomenon in China. There's a couple of factors here. Number one, the Chinese in general use smoking as a social tool, right? It's a very social process. It's an appreciative process. It's one way that they can show that they appreciate you is by offering you a cigarette. And a lot of people smoke in China. The government, of course, owns the largest tobacco company in China, which is China Tobacco. And they want to obviously sell cigarettes. It's a big moneymaker for them as well, too. But there's also, millions of people that are involved in the manufacturing. There's a lot of jobs that are involved in tobacco in China as well, too. So obviously, we saw that constantly. Even at the Vape Expo, there were people outside smoking. One thing that I didn't see is them smoking inside, which was very, very unique because we've seen that in other shows as well, too. But the Chinese people smoke. And it's more of a status. It's more of a culture thing. No matter where you are in the economic ladder, whether you're just a simple, worker or all the way to being a boss, you have a variety of cigarettes. Cheapest cigarettes in China are $1 per pack. Of course, they're the cigarettes that the Chinese tobacco company manufactures. So it's very, very inexpensive. It's a cultural phenomenon. It's a social thing for the Chinese. It's one way that they can socially connect with other people as well, too. So smoking is very prevalent. And you can go all the way up to $100 for a pack of cigarettes. This is a pack of cigarettes that we found. This pack of cigarettes, folks, costs $100 for 20 cigarettes. One pack costs $100. So I asked, what makes this pack so very, very special? And again, it's just more of a status symbol for people that have a lot of money. They like to get this pack and put it into their shirt pocket, and you walk around and you actually see that they're actually carrying this cigarette. But what makes this pack special, Phil? Do you know?
I do not. I was not privy to that conversation.
So this pack of cigarettes, on every filter, there's a little bit of jade.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So you can actually hold that the cigarette over light or shine light from behind, and inside the filter, you're gonna see that there are some little sprinkles or what do you call them? Flakes.
Flecks. Yeah.
Of jade. The stone jade, right?
Yeah.
That's what makes this pack cost $100. So the reason why I bring this up is that, yes, we are seeing a little bit of a shift in people starting to use vapor products in China, but nowhere near the amount that we would like to see and be happy with it. And that's simply because the Chinese government and the social aspect of all these years, some of the newer generation that's coming up is gravitating towards vaping. There's definitely a lot of dual use going on. And unfortunately, a lot of people in the industry in China still smoke as well, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Except George, which fully quit smoking with vaping. So we're very, very excited about that. But
I would say that I was offered a cigarette maybe 5 to 10 times on this trip, right?
Which is the hardest part for us, by the way.
It is, because you have to say no. You have to say no.
Yeah, not because we want a cigarette. It's just because we don't want to offend somebody, you know?
Right, that's it. Because you have to say no, and you in reality, and this has happened to us in China. When you say no to that cigarette, you are potentially offending somebody, right? Yeah. Because it's so part of the culture, and that cigarette is kind of like inviting you in and wishing you good luck and stuff like that. So, you have to say no, and you kind of have to explain why you're saying no.
Yeah, absolutely. So the culture is slowly changing. A lot of the newer generation that understands the concept of what vaping is, that it's less harmful. We need to get it cheaper in China. They're made there, but it's still more expensive to vape than it is to to smoke because cigarettes are just a dollar a pack, folks. That's very, very inexpensive. And it's very hard to produce an electronic cigarette that can match that price. Also, their liquid selection is not very, very good. Some of the imported liquid that comes into China is very, very expensive, especially the ones that go in legally and pay their taxes. So a 60 ml bottle can cost up to $25 to $30 in China as well too. So
I also don't think that there's the focus or even the understanding of tobacco harm reduction in China, right? I think there's very, very little education as to what that electronic cigarette can do for you other than be a status symbol or just to look cool, right?
Yeah.
I think there needs to be a lot more education, especially, China, because like they're very health conscious there. A lot of people, they wear the masks to keep pollution and germs out of their face. They eat they're healthy. They're all about like teas and hot water and stuff like that. You would think that the electronic cigarette would be adopted a lot more in that environment, and it's just not. And I think it's because of a lack of education.
Absolutely. And to answer the question, is there a partner with Innokin located in Latin America? I'm not sure. You have to check Innokin.com and look at there's a tab where it shows all the partners and the different companies that work with Innokin all over the world. I do want to see that there's a shift. One of the things that I love about what Innokin did, especially for their Chinese clientele that are visiting the office, they created a vape shop inside the offices as well too, which was really, really cool to see. I've got a picture here for you. I got the whole video on my Facebook if you want to see it. But this is actually in the Innokin offices. Behind the reception area, they made like a little vape lounge. So they kind of set it up like a vape shop. They have liquids. They have their devices there. They have chairs and couches. You can sit down and you can try out their products and kind of get you that, that vape shop environment. It was very, very impressive to see. It's the first time that I saw it in China. So
I've got a 1-minute video if you want to walk through it. I know that you have the one on your Facebook, but the quality of this one's a little bit better because you did that live. If you want to check it out,
go ahead.
All right, here we go. And you'll wait till you see the outstanding selfie work at the beginning of this video.
This is really, really great. Nope.
All right, hold on. That's not
close.
it. Where is it? 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 I just had it. Where the hell did it go? Give me a minute. Sorry. Go ahead. Go to your screen.
Yeah,
I found it. I found it.
Make sure we don't have any porn there playing.
I don't think so. Go ahead, switch it.
All right.
Ready?
Go.
Right, here we go.
Hey guys, people start
Such great selfie work upside down. It's so horrible.
We're coming out of the elevator right now. We're going to go check out Innokin, the new headquarters of Innokin. And this building is like pretty much brand new. So some of the stuff that I'm going to show you literally wasn't here just yesterday. So let's check this out. We'll walk over here. And here's where you walk into the reception area. And look at this. How cool is this? My finger works. So this opens up. And that sign wasn't there yesterday. And neither is what I'm about to show you back here and around. I love this. They made like a little vape lounge right behind the reception area. Really, really comfortable. Some nice photos here. This is a work in progress still, but like I said yesterday, none of this was here. None of this was here. So here we have the Innokin products, some of our platform products, the DV, the new Gala, the EQS, the Chromas, the Plexar, the Protons. So a really comfortable little space here. And look at that, look at that. Look at that guy up there. Yeah, they probably take that picture off and replace it with the next reviewer that comes through. But really a comfortable place to come and hang out and have a coffee or a drink and try some of the Innokin products.
And by the way, yes, no matter where Phil goes, Skechers will follow him, no doubt whatsoever, especially approaching that age of 50. But yeah, really, really cool stuff. I hope you enjoyed what we showed you here today. Even if you're a smoker and you're wondering about electronic cigarettes, you kind of see where they're being made, and you're seeing the process that's being made as well too. And I think that's always good to project out there and get away from this misconception of where your products are coming from. Things have really, really changed in China. They have really stepped up their game.
I really have. And I know we've done some serious stuff, and I know we're running late, but there are 2 more clips that I would like to show Dimitri, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
Okay. So first of all, Dimitri is he's been busting my balls a lot about turning 50. I tell you what, guys, I hope you all feel and look as good, well, minus the weight, but feel and look as good as I do at 50. Okay. And I blame a lot of that on
I can
BiiP,
play it from
okay?
here if you want.
So what's that?
I think I have that one. I can play it from here.
No, I don't think so. Here,
The
let me
𝗃𝗽𝗄? The 𝗃𝗽𝗄?
Well, yeah, that's the second one. But first of all, I want to show you guys this one right here. So hold on.
Gee, you're so slow.
I know. Where'd it go? It was just here. We got 𝗃𝗽𝗄, and here we go.
So what are we doing here? No, come on. No, I think it's totally good. One time? Right. Okay. What happened? 2015. What happened? 2015. Yeah.
I like my key in the room. You lost yours.
No, I knew that was there. I knew that was there.
Yeah, so that's Dimitri locking his key in the room there. So I don't know. I didn't lock my key in the room. That happened to Dimitri. Now, something else that's very interesting from Dimitri is that when he's in China, his Greek accent. Can you explain this, Dimitri, a little bit more?
So what happens is when I'm in China, I feel like they don't understand me. So I use my Greek English accent, which breaks down the English into 𝗃𝗽𝗄, because I feel like if I speak with broken English like they speak to me, they understand me better. And this happens all the time. And not only does it happen to me, it's rubbed off on Phil. Because Phil does it now all the time in China as well, too. He starts using words like box, laptop, and stuff like that. So he's breaking down his English. So that's basically
it's the most bizarre thing. All of a sudden, I start talking like Dimitri, thinking that they can understand me better. And they can't. They can't. But it's really unique. And I mean, this happened on the very first trip to China, but I caught a really good section here. So Dimitri here is talking to 𝗃𝗽𝗲. Okay, 𝗃𝗃𝗲 is the product manager for a lot of our products and pretty much all of Innokin products. She's got a lot of weight on her shoulders. She's fantastic. But he's talking to 𝗃𝗃𝗲 about this Korean boy band that his daughter is interested in. Listen to the accent because it's fascinating.
This group, all the girls, 12, 13, 14 years old, they go crazy.
You hear that? These group girls, they go crazy. Listen. 12, 13,
14 years old, they go crazy.
Listen.
Crazy. Yeah. It's famous all over. It's famous all over. Banana for you.
Yeah, so that's 𝗃𝗽𝗄, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God, that's funny. All right, so let's round this
90 seconds.
Lower the British lady. Let's just cover up some of the fun stuff as well too. We had some really, really amazing meals in China, as always. Here is Team Innokin. We're having hot pot that night. There is Fisher, the marketing manager on the left. Phil, me, George, of course, one of the owners. Jay, United States Sales, one of the owners, James, and of course our project manager, Kathy.
Hey, I almost got whipped with a noodle in that during that meal.
We had a guy that came in and did noodles for us as well too. We had just amazing meals. Here's another one. Yeah, look at that. Look at the noodles.
Ah. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I would have hit everybody in the room, the doors, everything. You know, like here in America, I call noodle pulling something completely different, but in China, they actually kind of do that.
Yeah. Here's another meal that we had. This is Didio and his team from Portugal/Innokin, Spain. Very excited. We're going to be in Spain early June for the show there, and we had a wonderful sushi meal. And what was interesting about this meal here was that we went to this restaurant, and George says, you order. Keep in mind, folks, we're in China, right? So he hands me over the menu and he says order. And of course the menu is in Chinese. So I did. So as you're going to see here, oops. How do I go to the next one? I guess I can't go from here. So let me try to pull it up here. So what I did here is I basically ordered. So I ordered, folks. It was crazy. You can see here, I just, I don't know what I ordered, but food just kept on coming to the table. It just
you
fantastic.
did a great job.
Fantastic.
You did a fantastic job.
Everybody was very happy with my selections. So everything turned out good. We also got to have our favorite dish in China.
Yes.
What is our favorite dish, Phil?
Our favorite dish is crispy pig, without a doubt.
Absolutely. Look at this bad boy right here.
Look at him.
And what we didn't know is that this is a special, kind of celebratory meal. And, of course, vegans are going to go crazy watching this, but it was delicious. So there it is coming around the table before we enjoyed it. It was very, very good. The skin is very crispy like a potato chip, and the meat is just really tender and juicy. And they serve it with a barbecue sauce, and they serve it with sugar. And then there's the pig butt as well too. And there's the wonderful dinner that we had that day. Michelle, Kathy, Sarah, Jay, me, Phil, George, and of course Tao. Just wonderful, wonderful meals always. Look at that. You know what? There's Phil Basardo. We also did have some street food as well. We had street barbecue. And I do want to show you Phil enjoying this lovely delicacy that I have set up for you right here.
Oh, no.
What are you eating?
Tentacles.
Testicles?
Oh, no, tentacles.
Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. It's very loud here.
Solid. Oh, those are good.
Was it good?
Yeah, those are really good.
Good testicles?
Tentacles.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with you? You want some?
I will, yeah.
It's delicious.
I'll let you eat that whole testicle, and then I'll take mine after. Oh, a tentacle, yes. Okay.
Also, by the way, it's ironic that we said testicles in that because we did have lamb penis barbecue.
We did.
And let me tell you something.
We didn't make it down to the testicles. Oh, by the way, this is an interesting picture. Do you remember this picture and what this picture signifies?
Let me put it on the big screen. I don't remember that.
That was George's birthday soup.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Instead of cake, they serve birthday soup, and it was actually pretty delicious too.
And it has something to do with the noodles. That the noodles represent long life.
That's correct. And the longer the noodles, the longer the life. Absolutely.
That's right.
Cool. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, that's it. That's all I had to say about that photo.
I do have one more video here. I think, if I'm not correct, this is it here. By the way, the last thing I want to say about China is that the clothes are not whatever it's labeled to be. So if you see a 2X on a Chinese shirt, that means it's medium.
Yep.
If you want to get a 2X, you need to get a 6X. But anyway, here is Phil trying on the new Innokin hoodies.
Here it is.
You look like you're going to a bodybuilding competition. Night of the Walking Vaping Dead.
Remember the movie Christmas Story? It's like literally pulling my arms.
That's crazy,
this
man.
Is the Innokin 3, the 3XL.
Yeah, it don't look like it's 3X.
I'll tell you what, it kind of.
You could wear that on the inside of a shirt to cut down a little bit. Have you seen those body things that they put on to tighten you up a little bit? Yeah, that's pretty good.
Bad,
flex
right?
a little bit. Let me see.
Can I please take it off because I can't?
No,
breathe.
flex a little bit. Do a little flex. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that looks good. That's smash.
I can't breathe.
You literally look like you couldn't breathe. I'll be
I
honest.
couldn't. It was hard to breathe. I look a little like Jacques Cousteau, like it was a wetsuit, and I was going for a swim.
But anyway, yeah, good times in China. We had a lot of fun, a lot more stuff to show. We'll probably dump a bunch of stuff in the platform group as well too. Some of these videos that we did with the beeps and stuff like that, so you guys can see them individually. But overall, a very, very good time. And let me just pull this up as well too.
Not only a good time, but a successful time. We got a lot of work done. We got all of the new product ideas into them. Now it's just a matter of keeping up on them and tracking the progress, right? And keeping you guys updated as well.
One of the things I really enjoy in China is when we go for a massage. It's a therapeutic massage. You go. It's like a 2-hour process. It costs like $3. No, I mean it's very, very cheap. Like the massage that you get there here in the United States probably would be $1,000. I mean they really spend a lot of time. Your back, just the tension in your back. Just they work it piece by piece, and I really, really enjoyed him. And Phil looked like you really enjoyed your massage here. What is going on here with your back?
I look like that crispy pig you had up on.
You really do. You really do. They had this new technique, right?
Yeah, some kind of new hot rock thing that's electrified. And the problem was I wasn't complaining.
Yeah.
I wasn't complaining about the excruciating pain that I was in.
Because you're a tough guy. You're a tough Italian dude.
Yeah. And I took it like a man. Well, the problem is if you don't complain, they just work even harder. And oh my God, you're supposed to go for a massage, and then the next day you're supposed to feel great, right? I didn't feel great the next day. I was in so much pain. Like it was almost like a bad sunburn. Like Dimitri would. Yeah, I know that's a terrible picture. Get that off the screen. Yeah. Dimitri would touch my back, and it was just. Can you take that picture off the screen?
I just wanted to say the flip flops are small too in China. That was Phil Bissardo's foot.
So anyway, I feel good now.
yeah, I feel really good. I mean, I was not too manly enough to tell him to stop when it was hurting a lot, but in your case, you did. But anyway, yeah, that's what we had. Let's recap it. It's 11:06. We got to wrap it up. Always fun having the show. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did like it, give us a little like and share it with your friends. We certainly appreciate it. And, of course, thanks to our wonderful sponsors, Mr. Phil. We have to thank them again because without them, there would be no Smoker Show for you available here on YouTube.
Absolutely. Innokin, of course, we heard a lot from them tonight. Juno, we gave away some Junos and some Lunar Rover e-liquid. Of course, Lunar Rover, you can use the coupon code 𝗃 for 15% off. I almost gave away Lunar Rover stock just then. MVS My Vapor Store, MTL10 is going to get you 10% off of the platform products. Of course, our friends from 5 Pawns, from Naked 100, really, really enjoying the all melon. And there's another one from I can't think of it right now. Maui Sun, maybe. And of course, Joytech. We're going to be getting some more products from them to give to you. Thank you, guys. Thanks to all the sponsors. We appreciate the support and the product that we get from our sponsors, and we ask that you do support the sponsors back or send them a nice little
Absolutely. Thank you so much to our sponsors, and of course, thank you to you for watching every week. Now, programming note: May the 4th, we're going to be in Toronto, Canada. We're going to shoot a lot of stuff about Make the Switch, which we're going to present to you on the next Smoker Show. Trust me, we didn't come empty-handed back from China. Everything that you see here is pod system. So we're going to go through some of these and show you one product that I thought was really, really innovative at the show. Show you some of the other products as we're using them here in the next couple of weeks to make sure that we give you our accurate description. We're also toying with this idea, and we want you to leave a comment down here on YouTube below. So one of the things that me and Phil did well, I did see a comment about the Vape Team shows that we did back on YouTube. All the shows are still there. Just search Vape Team on, not that Vape Team that you see now, but the Vape Team from back then. All the shows are still, about 112 episodes still up there. Just kind of show you what things were back in 2012 and 2013. But me and Phil are toying with the idea of doing another show here on YouTube that's going to be more hardware specific. So, reviews these days are a little bit different than what they used to be. Everybody's kind of racing to who's going to put the first video out. There are more presentations than there are reviews. So we're kind of toying with the idea of doing a live YouTube show with live reviews and just covering hardware and maybe some liquids as well too from the industry. Just kind of like we do the Smoker Show, but it's going to be a little bit more advanced driven. So if you like that idea, if you think that could be a possibility, trying to find a slot where it doesn't step over other people is going to be a little bit challenging. Maybe we'll do a day show. I think that would be really, really cool. I mean, do a show in the morning that will cover a lot of the Europeans as well too that are a little bit more interested in the MTL.
Did you just say you wanted to do a gay show?
A day show.
Oh, day show.
I put my last set of Invisalign on today. I swear they put like 7 little things on there, and I have to put rubber bands on it. They're just trying to fine tune just one tooth to make it straight.
You are already beautiful to me. You don't have to change anything else. Really. But the only thing we're gonna do for a future skit we're going to get some of that spray on hair for that bald spot you got working on in the back.
Yeah. Just to keep in mind, just leave us a little note here on the replay if you think that you'd be interested in watching something like that. Keep in mind that there will not be, sponsored reviews, so there'll be a lot of brutality and a lot of honesty on it as well too, and it will be live. So we'll try to make it fun and try to make it classic vape bromance type style.
Absolutely.
Show.
Yeah. I mean, one of the problems with all the traveling that we're doing, working with Innokin on the products, the workshop, all this stuff, it just takes away from the review time. And I think what we're doing now is a little bit more important than doing the reviews. I think it is anyway. So this would be an opportunity for me especially to provide you guys with more content and maybe not look at the devices as in depth as I used to. I just don't know if I have the time to do that, but still look at something and still produce something for you guys.
Yeah, and it's mostly going to be MTL driven from Phil's side, maybe some direct lung stuff from my side as well too, and obviously a lot of pod driven with all the pods that are coming out this year, and more to be anticipated by the end of 2019. So yeah. We'll see if we're going to do that. We're really, really excited, and it'll be fun. And maybe it'll bring more fun into reviews again, like it used to be for me and Phil as well, too. So we certainly appreciate it. So May 4th, we're going to Toronto. Then programming note, May the 10th, we're going to be in fabulous Las Vegas at the Wave Expo. May 10th and 11th at the Westgate Hotel in Las Vegas. And then the next show that we're going to do after that, of course, will be the Hall of Vape in Germany. And I have to make one more card for the Madrid show, June 8th and 9th. In Madrid, Spain. And don't forget, yeah,
Madrid's going to be interesting because what's the name of the distro team there?
I forgot.
Okay,
but it's Didio. Okay. It's Didio and his team.
Yeah, Didio. They're going to be dragging us to a couple of events outside of the vape show where we're going to do some appearances and meet some folks. So we're really excited about that. That's going to be interesting. Because we always like to travel to places that we haven't seen yet. We haven't been to, just to get that opportunity to talk to folks that, haven't met us yet and to sit down and have a chat and have a vape. That's always a lot of fun for us. And we appreciate that opportunity. So I think that show is going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And of course, the most important part from us, don't forget to help your friends and family switch to vaping. It certainly has saved our lives, and we hope that it saves many more lives out there. We'll see you again in 2 weeks right here on youtube.com/𝗵𝗲 and, of course, Smoke Free Radio. Have a wonderful evening.